morning. Today we will finish our mapping population lecture, and today we will discuss about real population, immortalized F2 population and nil population. And with this we will try to finish this lecture series here, and then in next lecture we will continue with linkage mapping. Okay, let's begin. Real lines. Real lines are recombinant inbred real lines. They are F2 derived inbred lines, also known as SSD, single seed descent lines. So they are actually set of homozygous lines which are produced by continuous inbreeding and selfing of individual F2 plants. Okay, then these lines, how you are getting it? By selfing of individual F2 line. By which method? By single seed descent method, which you will carry out for 5 or more than 5, generally more than 8 generations. Why you go for selfing? Because selfing reduces the heterozygosity. Rate of heterozygosity you reduced in selfing is half of the previous generation. Even though in that SIB mating, by SIB mating also you can get it, but in that case the rate of heterozygosity is 1/4 of the previous generation. But in this selfing, by selfing you will get reduce this heterozygosity by each generation half of the previous generation, and thus more homozygous line you will get with each generation. How much number of generation you need to get recombination in the whole population? 2. One recombination occur in F1, and then another in F2, and then it will add on subsequent generation. So here much more recombination you are getting in compared to other mapping population, that is F2 backcross and double haploid. That is, it's one of the advantage over F2 backcross and double haploid. So because of this more recombination, it enable the detection of markers more closer to target gene. Because recombination would occur for several generations, so it would enable the detection of marker more closer to target gene. Now, that's why the frequency of recombination between two linked genes is twice of that of which you find in F2 mapping population. That's why we also say that this RILS line are twice more informative than F2 mapping population. Now, but this has some limitation. What is that limitation? That limitation is that the distance between marker and gene should be less than 10 centimorgan. When the distance between this marker and gene it increases, when the distance between the marker and the gene of interest increases, your advantage of RIL of getting this more informative, this advantage declines over the F2 mapping population. Matlab in that case F2 mapping population is preferable. Okay, so this is very important point. Okay, in that case F2 mapping population becomes more advantageous than RIL mapping population. So another advantage which is associated with this line, it permits QTL mapping because it provides homozygous lines. Then you can go for replicated trials at multiple locations. And the confidence limit of the marker and gene which you obtain in this RIL mapping population, it is much less than what you get in F2 and backcross population. And the major demerit associated with this mapping population is that it requires many seasons. Then residual heterozygosity is associated with this. Residual heterozygosity, I already told last time in previous lecture, it is associated with these lines, and for most of the crops it is difficult to go for inbreeding when they have very high level of inbreeding depression associated with them. Okay, this is also one of the disadvantages, and now it permits only detection of additive genetic component of genetic variance, not another heterotic and other components. So these are advantage, disadvantage, and some basics about RIL. Now we will study about immortalized F2 lines. Immortalized F2 lines, they are intercrossed set of RILs. Now they are intercrossed set of RILs. RIL population you are dividing into two. Okay, first group and second group. This first group will cross with second group. Okay, if you have n number of rils, then you will make n by 2 single cross. Okay, what is advantage associated with these mapping population? It provides a true representation of all possible genotype, including the heterozygote. It provides a true representation of all the possible genotype, including heterozygote, which is not possible in real lines. Now, it also permits, since it is homozygous line, so it permits replicated evaluation of F2 genotype at multiple locations. In F2 mapping population, we cannot go for replicated evaluation at multiple locations, but this we can obtain through this immortalized F2 mapping population. And because it has also this advantage of this representation of all possible genotype of this, including heterozygotes, you can detect heterosis QTL. You can also detect with the help of this mapping population, which is advantage over real lines. And the major demerit associated with these lines are that you have to make large number of cross. See, n by 2 single cross. This first group is crossed with second group. The large number of crosses you are making, and then another, so you need more number of season in compared to F2 and back cross. Now, another important mapping population is nil, near isogenic lines. What are nils? Nils are pair of homozygous line. They are pair of homozygous line which are identical in genotypes. They are identical in genotype. But there is exception. What is that exception? Except for a single locus. They are identical in genotype but except at a single locus. How you produce nil line? Simple, back crossing. How you go for back crossing? You have two parents. One is donor, one is recurrent. Donor matlab the parent which has gene of interest which you want to transfer in this, which you want to map and transfer in this recurrent parent. So first you will go for crossing this two parent. You will obtain F1 lines. Then you will back cross this F1 line with recurrent parent. Recurrent parent is the parent of choice, where the phenotype you want, and from donor parent you want gene of interest. You get back cross one F1 generation. Now again you will back cross it with recurrent parent. Then you will continue this back crossing till you get the nils line. The most important factor in developing nil line is that with each back cross generation, you have to go for strict selection for the trait allele which you integrate from donor parent to recurrent parent. You have to select strict selection. You have to do strict phenotyping and strict genotyping for those lines which are very similar to recurrent parent in phenotypes, but they contain the gene of interest from the donor parent. Okay. And with each back crossing, you go with recurrent parent. This donor parent, 50% of this genome of this donor parent will get reduced with each back crossing. That is your objective. You have to reduce the genotype of all. Only you want gene of interest from this donor parent. Other things you don't want. You have to reduce it. So with each back crossing, the 50% of this genome will get reduced with what is present in the previous generation. Now, what is the basis of mapping nil lines? What is the basis of mapping in this nil lines? Like you have basis here, recombination frequency, like this. What is it? The basis is that actually the basis is that the difference between the number of nil pairs. After you obtain the nil lines, the difference between these nil lines is the basis of that identification. Now, how you will recognize the difference between these nil lines? To recognize this difference, what you have to do comparing the allelic state of molecular marker in the recurrent parent with the derived nil lines. Okay, with its various nil derivatives. You obtain nil lines. You will go for the same molecular marker which you are going for this recurrent parent and then nil lines. Then you will have to compare the allelic state of that molecular marker in this recurrent parent and its derived nil line. And by comparing this allelic state, you will get to know the difference. What is the difference between the two members of nil pairs at genotypic level? And this difference is the basis of the mapping. Okay. So actually these nil lines, they are segment substitution of recurrent parent. They are segment substitution of recurrent parent. So you want a recurrent parent, okay, which has homozygous gene, which are homozygous for the gene of interest you have introduced from donor parent, and phenotypically they are completely similar to recurrent parent. That is your major target while developing nil lines. Now, what are the major advantages associated with this mapping population? The major advantage is that it permits integration of conventional genetic marker into the existing linkage map you have. Okay, and that through this it allows the tentative integration of the gene of interest, what you want, into the mapping, your molecular linkage map. This advantage you don't get in other mapping population like RIL F2 and level. This is the most important advantage. Then others are fine mapping, QTL mapping, because it's homozygous line, so it will go for this. And then marker assisted back crossing also, because marker assisted back crossing is based on this scheme only. Then the major disadvantage of this mapping population. The major disadvantage is that, apart from others, the major is that, see, the donor parent and recurrent parent, you should have molecular marker which are polymorphic for this gene of interest. The gene of interest which you want from this donor parent. So you want particular that molecular markers which are polymorphic. So if you don't have that molecular marker, then you can't develop, you can't go for this, you can't genotype it, you can't and without strictly getting that lines, you cannot go ahead. So the major thing is that you need a large number of marker diversity between donor parent and recurrent parent. Then apart from this, to other disadvantages, it will take time, and for back crossing you have to go for back crossing. It require more laborious and tedious work, and same like RIL lines. I hope you get some basic idea about this mapping population, and with this lecture I will finish today this mapping population, and in next lecture I will continue with linkage mapping. Thank you.